Hello, one and all. Welcome to another episode of MMA Vision Analysis. This one, I'm here to talk about Ilia Topuria's recent comments in regards to his opponent, Max Holloway, in the featherweight division, UFC 308. But before getting started, make sure to like, comment, subscribe, and click that notification to get all of this that is new from this channel, your channel, the one and only MMA Vision Analysis. Ilia Topuria, Max Holloway, I believe, is one of the most anticipated fights of the year. At least the latter stages of this year. I believe UFC 308 is going to be one of the top pay-per-views of the latter stages of the year. Max Holloway was already involved in arguably knockout of the year across all combat sports promotions. UFC 300, Max Holloway knockout of Justin Gaethje has to be in contention to be number one knockout of the year 2024. And yet the guy still has a top fight against the top of that featherweight division. The holder of the featherweight title, Ilia Topuria. Ilia Topuria has some comments to make. As always, the outspoken Ilia Topuria always has something to say. I'm a huge fan of the character that is Ilia Topuria. I can agree that Ilia Topuria is a character that most certainly provokes responses, whether it be negative or positive responses. He provokes responses. People want to respond when this guy says something. He has huge character, big star power, and he's already a megastar in Spain. I mean, the guy is probably the biggest combat sports athlete to ever come out of Spain. I do apologize if I'm missing anybody in particular, but when I think of Spain combat sports athletes, Ilia Topuria is pretty much the only one that pops into mind. I do understand that there are newcomers. I'm talking about an established champion, Ilia Topuria, obviously the champion of featherweight division. The best has to be currently that's come out of Spain. That being said, Ilia Topuria has had some comments to make in regards to his upcoming opponent, UFC 308, Max Holloway, for the featherweight division. Obviously, first, Ilia Topuria addressed something that's kind of obvious to UFC fans at this point, and that is that the BMF title will not be included in the bout against Max Holloway. It is going to be for that featherweight title. The BMF will not be included. I do see the logic in that, and I do understand why Max Holloway negotiated that title out of the equation. I'm pretty sure there were talks of this title being included in the bout, but it's not such a strategic move for the UFC and Max Holloway at the same time. Obviously, for Ilia Topuria, it would be a win-win situation. Max Holloway could be the holder of two titles if he was to beat Ilia Topuria. I just don't think that the UFCs probably necessarily are fans of a guy holding or a gal holding multiple titles. I believe they like to keep things separate and like to have champions separated somehow. I don't think the UFC's, generally speaking, are fans of seeing fighters hold double titles. Obviously, Max Holloway is not just any fighter. We're talking about, at this point, the 32-year-old, 31, 32, 33-year-old is a veteran of the game, in all honesty. Max Holloway's been fighting in the UFC ever since I can remember. If anybody's earned the chance to earn a champ status, is Max Holloway. It has been done before. I don't think it's been done with the BMF title specifically. It has not. A matter of fact, this title has only been around for a handful of years, and Max Holloway has the opportunity to be the first person ever to hold the BMF alongside a title of a division. In this particular case, it is the featherweight division. Now, I do digress a bit, going back to Ilia Topuria, Max Holloway's opponent and the holder of the featherweight title currently, the night of UFC 308, Ilia Topuria. Ilia Topuria, being outspoken as usual, has had a few words to direct towards his opponent, UFC 308, Max Holloway, and some of those words were not the nicest. But knowing Ilia Topuria, he's very strategic, I believe, even with his words. Like I said, big character. Big characters sometimes are outspoken. And like I said, sometimes what they say provokes responses. Whether it be good or bad, provokes responses nonetheless. Ilia Topuria addressed the fact that BMF will not be included. Obviously, we talked about that already. But he also says that he wants to knock out and he will knock out Max Holloway. Strong choice of words from the champion of the featherweight division, Ilia Topuria. Not saying that I don't believe in his power. The guy's knocked out Alexander Volkanovski, the guy that's actually defeated Max Holloway multiple times. Bit of MMA math, as Chael Sonnen likes to say. You cannot measure things like that. But saying that he will knock out Max Holloway is very, very, it's a big, huge statement. Ilia Topuria will have to back those words up night of UFC 308. And I believe he's provoked a response from Max Holloway for certain. If you made it this far, I appreciate it for sticking around. Please let me know in the comments and like, subscribe for more.